Good day, ladies and gents. All right, so today we're going to be doing mid-segment of a triangle. Mid-segment of a triangle. So first of all, let's go ahead and go to our notes. So let's go to page 1. Page 1 of our notes. When we go to page 1 of our notes, we go over to this other side, to the bottom or the right side of page 1, however you want to look at it. Triangle mid-segment. All right, the mid-segment, the segment that joins midpoints of two sides of a triangle is half the length of the leg parallel to it. All right, so pretty simple here. So let's say that all of this was 14, so this would be 7, and this would be 7. Let's say that all of this would be 12. So this be 6, this be 6. All of this is 20. And then up here, this be 10. So we would just divide that by 2 and get to the inside. So that's the basic gist. This right here, this point is the midpoint of this side. This point right here is midpoint of that side. And you would just divide by 2 to go in here. Also notice that this line and this line are parallel to each other. That's simple. Okay, so that is part of that notes. All right, so let's go to page 18. We are on page 18 of our notes. So page 18 of our notes, mid-segment. All right, so we have this right here. We're going to take different colors here. That'll help us out. So the mid-segments are these little things right there. Those are the mid-segments. So what are the mid-segments? We have little d to E. That's a mid-segment. E to F. And D to F. Those are little mid-segments right there. Now, which sides are congruent by definition of midpoint? Write the congruent statement. So basically, you're just saying that 2 times the inside equals the outside. That's basically it. So we're going to say 2 times D to E would equal, so what's parallel to that? A to C. That's basically what we're saying right there. Let's do another one. So E to F, and so 2 times E to F would be equal to B to A. And let's do one more. Let's make this red. So this right here, and this right here. And that kind of doesn't stand out, so let's make it blue instead. Yeah, that stands out nicely. All right, so 2 times DF would equal BC. All right. What also is pretty cool is that there are parallel things. That the little DF is parallel to BC. I should probably put it down here. So DF is parallel to BC, DC is parallel to AC, and EF is parallel to BA. All right, so perfect. Okay, so those are the parallel statements. All right, so we know the mid-segments, we know that, boom, boom, boom. So these are just notes on ways that they can ask you weird questions. All right, so on this, once again, we don't really care about the words here. Don't really care about that. But what I do really care about is 2 times the inside equals the outside. That's the most important thing that you know here. So let's go ahead and do some stuff. But let me just point out something, that the main thing that you want to know about is corresponding. Remember corresponding angles where when they're in the same position, they're equal to each other. So this angle right here would be equal to this angle right here. So we know that angle B is equal to angle A. We also know that angle D is equal to angle E. Because these lines are parallel, those angles are equal to each other. So just pointing that out, let's move on. All right, so this is going to be really quick here. All right, so if this is 16, what's this right here? Do you think you got bigger or smaller? We got smaller, so we divide by 2, and that would be 8. Pretty simple. That's it. All right, so this right here is 4. This would be parallel to it. So do you think you got bigger or smaller? We got bigger, so we would multiply by 2, and that would be 8. Just happened to be the same number. Okay, so those are those answers. All right, let's go to the next part. All right, so we are on number 3. Okay, so we know for the fact that we know it is 2 times the inside is equal to the outside. Because we need to get bigger. So it's going to be 2 times the inside, x plus 2, is equal to the outside, x plus 10. All right, and all you have to do now is distribute. Now, this is the part people mess up on. So go one arrow, boop, that would be 2x. And then do the second arrow, boop. When you multiply those, that'll be 4. A lot of people just drop down the 2 without thinking about it. All right, and then solve. I'm going to subtract x from both sides. That'd be 1x. Subtract 4, that would be x is equal to 6. Okay, and I've trained you to every time you get x, you need to plug it back into the picture for 2 reasons. One, to help us to check ourselves, but also to answer the question, whatever they may ask. So if you plug this back in, 6 plus 2, that would be 8. And then 6 plus 10 would be 16. Does that double on the outside? Yes, it does. I feel really good about this. X is 6, and L to N is 16. All right, so that was number 3. All right, now number 4. All right, so these two are the ones that are parallel to each other right there. So this extra side here is just screwing with us. Doesn't mean anything. All right, so it would be 2 times the inside. So 2 times x plus 15 is equal to the outside, x plus 21. All right, and distribute. So we get 2x plus 30. Subtract x, that's x plus 30 equals 21. Subtract 30, ooh, x equals negative 9. You are allowed to have x to be a negative number, but a side length is not allowed to be a negative number. So plug it back in. This doesn't feel right, but when you plug it back in, it is correct because negative 9 plus 15 would give us 6. That's okay. And then negative 9 plus 21 would give us 12. That is also okay. And does it double onto the outside? Yes, it does. So I feel better about this now that I plugged it back in. So x was a negative 9, and VW, here's V, here's W, that is 6. All right. Okay, so this part right here, really don't care about what's going on in here. Don't really care. But what I do care about is this part. I'm gonna make up some stuff for you. I just want to point it out. So let's say that all of this right here was 6. If all that distance was 6, then this little part would be 3. This would be 3, and this would be 3. Just pointing that out. Okay, what if all of this was 10? Then this would be 5. This would be 5 because it got cut in half, and this right here would be 5 because you get smaller. You can't really tell that number a little bit, so I'm gonna highlight it. There you go. You can tell a little better. Okay, and then in blue here, what if all of this was 8? Then this would be 4, this would be 4, and this right here would also be 4. So I'm just pointing out some things. Now, another thing you need to know is we want to look at the perimeter for the little and the perimeter for the big. And I like to put the letters that go along with it. So the little is DEF, and the big was ABC. Now let's look at those numbers. For the little one, that's 5, 4, and 3. And when you add those together, that makes 12. Okay, and then the big one was 8, 6, and 10. If you add those together, you get 24. And what do you notice about the two perimeters? They also double up. So to get from the little to the big, you multiply by 2. Just pointing that out. All right, isn't that nice? All right, so let's go ahead and go to number 5. Oh, these buggers, they did not draw the picture. That's totally okay. Just draw your own picture. Just remember, you are drawing the picture. It is not legit. This is not a legit picture, so you cannot trust your side lengths. You can trust the numbers, but not what it looks like. You don't know what it looks like. So we're just going to draw a big old picture. The bigger you draw, the safer you'll be. And then the insides. All right, so here we go. Given that AB is 26, BC is 20, and DE is 7. And so, and they say the points D, E, F are the midpoints. Okay, so we know that D, E, and F are on the little one. So this is D, E, and F. It didn't matter where you put them, just as long as they were in the middle. So maybe you put D, then E, then F. It doesn't matter. Okay, so this is all we know. That's all we know at this moment. So I don't know where A, B, C, or anything else is right now. Okay, so now they said A to B is 26, B to C is 20, and D to E is, okay, so all I know right now is D to E. So D to E was the only thing I can work with right now, is 7. Okay, so I know for a fact that if D to E is 7, then out here would have to be 14. Then out here is 14. That's what I know. And the other two things that they gave us were not 14. So the question is, where's A, B, and C? Right? That's the question. Where's A, where's B, where's C? All right, so A to B would be 26. So it's not here. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. It doesn't really matter. They didn't give me any other choice, so I get to choose where it goes. So I'm going to guess that A is here. A to B would be here. And B to C would be here. Because they didn't give me A to C. They did not give me A to C. So A to C would have to be the 14. Okay, so now that we have that, so A to B was 26. And B to C was 20. Maybe you put it on the other side. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so if this is 26, then this little part right here would have to be 13 because you divide by 2. And if this is 20, divide by 2, and this would have to be 10. All right, and they want the perimeter of this. So they want the perimeter of that. So all we have to do is add up 3 sides. So the perimeter would be 7 plus 10 plus 13. That would be the perimeter. So add those together, 7 plus 10 plus 13, and you would get 30. And there's your final answer. Okay, and then, and that was just one way how to do this. There's a couple other different ways. We could have also have known that, oh, hey, this is a small one, D to E, so if you double it up, that'd be 14. So you have 26, 20, and 14. So the other way to do this is we know that we had 20, 26, and 14. You add those together, you would get 10, 2, 4, 6, so that's 60. So if the big perimeter is 60, then the little perimeter would have had to have been 30. So that was another way how to have done this. That was another way. Okay, so let's do this one. All right, so we're going to make a big old triangle. All right. Okay, so DE, we don't know where anything is, but we know, so D, E, and F. And ABC, we're not 100% sure where anything is, so let's just put ABC. Doesn't really matter, so A, B, C. All right, so we know that D to E is 4x minus 7, E to F is 2x plus 13, F to D is 7x minus 8. All right, so we know that this little one right here, we have all the things, and they said the perimeter of ABC, so the big perimeter is 152. So what would the little perimeter have to be? So if the little perimeter divide by 2, and we would have to have 76. All right, so now I'm running out of room, so I'm going to put it down here. I know that all of these would add up to 76 because they're side lengths. So 4x minus 7 plus 7x minus 8 plus 2x plus 13 is equal to 76. All right, so add those together. We would have 13x minus 2 is equal to 76. 13x is equal to 78, and x equals 6. So I'm pretty sure I got the right answer. So let's plug it back in, because that's what I trained you to do. Plug it back in to double check stuff. If you plug it in here, 7 times 6 minus 8, we would have 34. 2 times 6 plus 13, that would give us 25. And 4 times 6 minus 7 would give us 17. If we add all those together, once I find my calculator, so 34, 17, and 25 would give us 76, which is what we said we were going to have. And so I feel really good about this. This is what we were supposed to have. So our final answer is 6. Okay, so that is that lesson. All right, so now let's check a couple things. I want to go to page 19. Let's go to page 19. So on page 19, I want to do number 1 for you. So we're on page 19, number 1. Okay, so what if I gave you that we have HI, JI, and HJ? And then what if I, over on number 2, I'll do something else later. Okay, so on number 1, so I went ahead and just started you off. So HI, JI, and HJ, those are the big ones. So we want to know what's parallel to that. So we look at HI. What would be parallel to that? That'd be PN. Okay, let's try another one. What if I said JI? So here's JI. What's parallel to that? That'd be PM. And finally, blue. What if I gave you HJ? What would be parallel to that? MN. Okay, so just pointing those out. So I did number 1 for you. So on the when you type it into Teams, I will tell you what the beginning letters are, and you would just finish that off. Okay, so you're in charge of those other numbers. Now let's go ahead and jump to number 5. Number 5, it got cut off, but in Teams I actually typed it out for you. But just in case you can't see it, so this is x plus 6. Sorry, let me try again. X equals 6, x equals 12. Perimeter of QRS is 53. NP is 68. SQ is 78, and RN is 33. And all you have to do is find the answers and then check which ones are true. And that's it. Okay, so hopefully you guys got all that. So you have all the way until Friday afternoon to finish all of this. So I would do mid-segment first and then backtrack and do your previous pages, like 15, 16, 17, stuff like that. So do 18 and 19 first and then backtrack and do whatever you need. Other than that, have a great and wonderful day.